It's time to get healthy. It's Catalina Martone, and I have a nut bag. This is a nut bag, and you can get it. I got this at the co-op. You can get them online. They're really cheap. You should get one, because if you don't have one, it's a real pain to make almond milk, and that's what we're gonna make, homemade almond milk. If you have a juicer that has an auger in it, that's really the easiest way to make almond milk, because you just put the almonds in, you put the water in, and out comes your almond milk. Super easy. But we're gonna do it with our high-powered blender, and these are unpasteurized raw almonds from Essential Living Foods, and they're the best. You can't get pasteurized almonds, you can't get roasted almonds. They're all rancid. They're ruined by heating them. So raw, unpasteurized. The Italian almonds are the best. They're a little expensive, but they're definitely untouched, and they're so yummy. So that's what I have. And Essential Living Foods, by the way, make amazing superfoods, and they have the best nuts, they have the best cacao powder, they've got the best vanilla powder. Go to their website and buy a bunch of stuff. So this is about 3 cups of almonds, and I've soaked them for 20 minutes. You want to soak the nuts before you eat them. Nuts are very, very, very hard to digest. And they have phytic acids on them. They have things on them that make them practically impervious to digestion. So you have to soak them first. Almost all nuts except cashews, you must soak, okay? So these have been soaked for 20 minutes. You can soak them for longer. And then I just put them in there. And then I'm gonna add some water. And we're just going to liquefy. All right. That is good. You can do it for longer too, to just make sure it gets all just destroyed in there. And then I actually, for the sake of doing it on camera, I'm here with this thing. But because it's got this little thing on it, I like to hang it on my cupboard. You can't really see my cupboards. They have a little handle, and I can hang it on there, and then I can pour the milk in there and just let it drip over the bowl while I'm doing other things. But for the sake of making this video, I fold it down a little bit. I mean, you could just drink that right now. Look at that. Can you see how foamy and delicious? So one of the reasons why I chose making almond milk for this video was because it was inspired by one of the email questions that was sent to me by a client who was asking me why I encourage making your own and not going and buying the boxes of nut milks that are out there at the store. You just tighten that up just like that. And then, Frodo! That's my pug barking at something. He's ferocious. He's a ferocious, ferocious protector of the family. So you just keep on straining and squeezing, and you really can just let it hang, because there's a lot of goodness in there, juicy goodness. And when you're done with it, what you can do is you can take the meat and you can put it in a dehydrator, and I'll do that as one of the recipes, and make like an almond flax cracker or something. We'll do that later. So while I'm doing this, I'll finish telling you. So the question was, why do I discourage buying the boxes of almond milk? I mean, with anything, it's always better to make your own if you can. It's just, you're avoiding any kind of harmful ingredients, and unless you're an excellent label reader, you know, stuff can get by you that you don't even know are bad for you, ingredients that you don't even realize are bad for you, and you're having it every day, and it's accumulating in your body as a toxin. So it's always better, whether it's chicken stock or beef stock or, you know, casseroles, anything, soups, whatever, it's always going to be better if you make it yourself. So same thing with the nut milks. Now here's the thing with nuts. Nuts go rancid really easy and become carcinogenic very quickly. And that's because they have such a high fat content. And fats can damage quite easily. They damage really fast, and heat can damage them. Being crushed, just like, you know, crushing them to make nut butters can damage them. And then they have a natural sort of moisture to them, and that moisture collects mold. And mold or mycotoxins accumulate in the body, and the body has a very hard time getting rid of mycotoxins, and they can take you down. They can take down your thyroid, your parathyroid. So when people have these ongoing issues with asthma and, you know, chest colds and thyroid conditions and parathyroid issues and all this stuff, can, one of the drivers and culprits can be nuts. And peanut butter is the worst of the worst. Peanuts, just by their very nature, have something in them called aflatoxin, which is a naturally occurring mold in a peanut. And that's what people who are deathly allergic to peanuts are allergic to aflatoxin. So, you know, I don't care how organic or how raw that peanut is, just by its very nature, it's not that good for you. However, I've heard good things about Essential Living Foods jungle peanuts. They're delicious, first of all, but they also have they test their peanuts. So they test them for mycotoxic exposure, which means they're probably really, really good for you. So this is cardamom. So you saw I just strained the heck out of that almond pulp and poured it back into my Vitamix. And now I'm putting probably like 1/4 of a teaspoon of cardamom in there. You can do whatever you want. You can leave it just like it is. You can add stuff. Here's some Vietnamese cinnamon. I'm putting another 1/4 of a teaspoon in there. And then I'm going to put some vanilla. I just always put vanilla in my almond milk because it makes it delicious. And that's about 1/4 of a teaspoon. Amazing, amazing. Okay, so there is this raw cacao, and I do put it in, but I don't put it in the, like this will go in the fridge, you know, I'll have a drink and it'll go in the fridge. But then if I want to make a chocolate one, I do that right when I'm going to make it, so which is not right at this moment. I just want to show you my basic recipe. Okay, then fire it up. Okay. The best part about this, you know, you really should drink it in the first 48 hours of making it, but once you make this, it won't last 4 hours. But the best part is you can use it for your morning smoothies, and it's just got such wonderful nutritional value to it. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Okay. Ta-da! And you can see the little vanilla beans on top in the, well, you can't, but I can, in the little foaminess. That's so, so good. One thing that I do add sometimes is Canadian honey. I love Premier Research Labs Canadian honey, and I put a little bit of that in there just to sweeten it up. But this one is just to show you, this is, you know, perfect just without any sweetener. One other thing, this isn't something you want to have every day. Nuts are also high in oxalates, and oxalates are not very good for you. They actually pull minerals out of the body. So you don't want to have anything every day over and over and over and over and over except for water. You don't ever want to have spinach every day of your life or quinoa every day of your life. You should always alternate everything that you eat. It's just a wise way to eat. What else? That's it. Share this video. My website's going to launch very soon, and it's going to be 10 times better than my Facebook page. Thank you.